So, as you can see by the title, quote unquote, Goku isn't Lightspeed. I'm not saying that he isn't Lightspeed. It is just a quote. I'm quoting people who still try and use the argument that Goku is not the speed of light. And there's just so much evidence, guys, that Goku is, that I don't know why this is still an issue, but I still see this on the daily, people saying that he's not Lightspeed. I've even seen some of my old subscribers say that Goku isn't Lightspeed, and of course they appeal to reality and say, if he traveled at the speed of light, his attacks would have infinite mass, he would be, shattering the world around him if he moved at light speed. But it's fiction, guys. That would be a boring story if you made somebody go light speed and they just destroyed everything around them. Also, he has ki, so he could probably control the ki, so he could travel at light speed without destroying things around him. So it's dumb, and especially, if there was a legit feat that somebody moved faster than light, then it kind of counters the point of it not being light speed. If you travel at more than 186,000 miles per second, so if you travel 200,000 miles in a second, that's faster than light. You can't say it's not faster than light because, well, he should have destroyed stuff. He traveled faster than light, guys. We're dealing in a world with ki, which is a life energy, which is nothing like that we might have now in the real world. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go over a bunch of different feats. I went through and I watched a lot of the major fights in the anime recently. I didn't go through and watch all of the anime. What I did is I just went through, I watched the Raditz fight, the Nappa fight, watched the Vegeta versus Goku fight, all the main fights I went through and watched over again just for fun and just as a refresher, because I haven't seen the fights, it seems like, in a long time through, original Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball Z. But you could easily just find feats that are just random, nonchalant feats that are light speed, and I'm gonna go over that, because honestly, it's funny that Screw Attack, they did, in the Goku vs. Superman Part 1, they did a Goku calc, and he got to 2.3 times light speed, and that's Screw Attack, who everybody basically accepts massively downplayed Goku. Massively. In fact, they fucked up their own calculation and he should have been 100 times faster than that, which would have made him 230 times the speed of light. So, it's pretty hilarious, but if even Screw Attack thinks he's twice the speed of light, then I don't know what to tell you if you still don't think that Goku is light speed. There is so much to prove it, guys. But first, I'm going to talk about Dragonball Feats. Can we use feats from Dragon Ball? Because the consensus that I've gotten is that Dragon Ball is a lot more of a gag manga, but in the Z portion of the manga and the anime, it was a lot more serious. It took itself more seriously, and it was a lot less more gaggy. Now, there's still some comedic scenes in Dragon Ball Z, but in Dragon Ball, Goku destroys a panel in the manga, which, would be in crazy, actually crazy feat, but Dragon Ball is a gag manga. So that's an argument when people say, well, don't take any feats for granted. You shouldn't take any feats seriously in Dragon Ball. And I partially agree. I partially disagree too. I'm not sure exactly what to think. But Dragon Ball is definitely more of a gag manga. If in the first half, the second half, it was a bit more like Dragon Ball Z and took things a bit more seriously. But let's talk about a few feats from Dragon Ball. And if you don't accept these, that's fine, because we'll get into Z. And there's going to be plenty more feats of Goku being faster than light and being completely irrefutable. You cannot refute this, guys. That's when we get to the Z portion. But anyways, this is in the tournament where Goku fights Tien for the first time. And this is a common feat that I've seen a lot. And Tien does the solar flare, and it emits light, and it's a blinding light. And Tien does the move, and Goku traverses, steals Master Roshi's glasses, and brings them back to the stage before the light hits him, this would be a faster than light feat if you assume that Tien's solar flare, which is a light attack, it's a blinding light, if you assume that moves at least light speed, then yeah, this would have to be a faster than light feat. Now, I see some people try and counter this, saying, well, it's a actual ki attack of light, because this would probably be ki emitting this light, and well, sure, but he could probably affect light and make it faster. Just like, in Black Clover, there's light magic, which is light speed. But if you increase your mana, you increase the speed, and light magic will be faster than light. But now I understand if you don't want to take this feat. I mean, it is Dragon Ball. You might say it's a gag manga. You might say it's too early for Goku to be Lightspeed. But let's go into the next one. And this is the last Dragon Ball feat we'll be talking about before we get into Dragon Ball Z, which has all these irrefutable evidence that Goku is FTL. Goku, now this isn't actually a Lightspeed feat, but you could this shows that Goku is close to Lightspeed. And this is Goku dodging lightning. Now, I did a previous video on a different channel, which I found I believe it was an Illinois physicist who said that lightning ranges from 1/500th the speed of light to 1/3 the speed of light, and Goku dodges lightning. So depending on what part of lightning, because there's the return stroke, there's different parts of the strand of lightning at different speeds, so that's why there's a range of 1/500 light speed to 1/3 light speed. And this is pretty much, if you take this, yeah, Goku's gonna be Lightspeed in Dragon Ball Z because he's way faster than that point. But anyways, guys, that's it for Dragon Ball. If you don't want to believe Dragon Ball feats, well, you pretty much need to believe Dragon Ball Z feats. There's really no reason to take them for granted. Anyways, this is a feat that I've seen a lot as well, and this is a concrete relative to Lightspeed feat. This is no debate that this is a relativistic Lightspeed feat. And this is Piccolo, who at that time had a power level of 408, obliterated the moon. Now, in real life, light will reach the moon in 1.3 seconds, because light travels at 186,000 miles per second, so light will take 1.3 seconds to travel to the moon. Now, if you watch this, from the time Piccolo emits the ki blast from his hand to the time that the moon is starting to explode, it takes about 4 seconds. You could say, okay, well, it's a relativistic to light speed, because if it's 4 seconds and then it takes light to travel 1.3 seconds, well, that's like what, 33% of light speed. But it's even faster than this, because it takes light travel from the moon and back. You need to have, for the light to emit on the moon, it would take time to travel back to Earth as well. And if we just say that it takes 1.3 seconds, that means it really took only 2.7 seconds, because like I said, light takes 1.3 seconds to travel between the Earth and the moon and the Earth, vice versa. So you take the roughly 4 seconds that we see minus the 1.3, and you get 2.7 seconds, which means that this feat is nearly 50% light speed. And that's very early characters in Dragon Ball Z, guys. Remember, Piccolo is at 408 power level in his max form. He does look weighted in this though, so this is even lower potentially. And we don't know how much the ki blast is, though. I mean, ki blasts are usually more powerful than your base ki, but if we just say with a 408 power level that Piccolo was at least nearly like 50% light speed, so relativistic, well, then you can't really argue that nothing else in Dragon Ball Z will be light speed after this, because if you increase your ki, you increase your battle power, you're going to be way faster. And Piccolo, at this point in the series, was absolute fodder compared to even by the Namek Saga, let alone by now in Dragon Ball Super, or if you even take Dragon Ball GT. So this is a bona fide relativistic speed feat. Now if you want to say, oh, well, there's no light speed feats, bullshit. Now, the next point I'm going to bring up, guys, this is something that is a bit iffy. You could go either way, and this is the Snake Way feat. Now, if you take a look at the actual world map that was created by Toriyama in the guide, it shows that Snake Way is actually a decent length of the universe. And while I know people say this is it's just not to scale. This is not a thing that's to scale, because Snake Way is a 1 million kilometer travel path. It's 1 million kilometers. And that is true, guys. That could be true. You could either take it so that Snake Way is a decent length of the universe, or it's 1 million kilometers. The thing is, though, is if it is a decent length of the universe, then this is a massively FTL plus feat for Goku to travel Snake Way that fast. And also, if you're going to question, oh, well, why would Snake Way not be 1 million kilometers? Now, when Goku is actually speaking to the assistant that takes him to Snake Way, Goku asks, how long is it? And the guy says in response, the legend says it's about 1 million kilometers. Remember, this says, the legend says it's about 1 million kilometers. That doesn't mean it is 1 million kilometers. But like I said, this is iffy. I wouldn't take this as 100% evidence. You could probably more likely say that it was 1 million kilometers, but you could also say that it's a decent length of the universe, because it does show that in the world map. Now, this is something that I've seen is pretty controversial to a lot of people, and this is the actual back of the volume. This is the back of volume 10, and it states at the bottom half of the section, on the other side of the planet, Goku awakens from within his healing capsule and streaks to the battle to turn the tide. Now, Namek, it's a planet. For a while, I didn't know how big it was. So when people would say, oh, Goku traveled around the planet near instantly, but thanks to a video that I just went on YouTube, searched how big is planet Namek, and I get a video from Revolution popping up. I really like Revolution. We've done a collab before, and so I'm going to leave a link to his video down in the description. Go check out his video, subscribe to him, like the video, comment. But Namek might be the size of a sun, and in fact, it could even likely be the size of a red giant. And I found that red giants can be varied in size. Now, even if Namek is the size of a sun, Goku traveling, that far in a near instant amount of time would be light speed. But if it's a red giant, it'd be several times faster than light, because a red giant can be between 50 million to 1 billion kilometers in size. And if even if it's the lowest, let's say 25 million, and Goku travels in, let's say, 10 seconds, even though it was probably faster, because, it's not really cinematic time. It is like, I don't know how you'd say cinematic time in comics or manga, but Goku traveled super fast to get there. I believe in the anime, I guess it was in the anime too, so cinematic time, even if you said 10, 20 seconds, if you took 20 divided by 25, that'd still be over 1 million kilometers an hour, which would be several times faster than light. That's Goku with a 3 million power level. If you took the high end, though, and said that this was a 1 billion kilometer star, and then you took that divided by 2, so 500 million kilometers, and let's say you traveled 20 seconds, that would be 25 million kilometers an hour, which would be, I believe that's over 100 times light speed, and this is Goku at a 3 million power level. So yeah, that is if you assume that Namek is a red giant. That is if you assume that Namek is a star, which there is evidence for it. It is a fucking big planet. It has 3 stars. Either way, guys, if you don't take this, you have to take the fact that Piccolo at a 400 power level was relativistic, and Goku with a power level of 3 million would be many times faster than that, making him faster than light. This is a feat that I saw in the Super Saiyan Goku versus Frieza fight on Namek. Goku punches away an attack, and it hits another planet, or another star, in just seconds. In just seconds, it hits another star. He just punches it away, guys. Even if we just say it's the distance between Earth and Mars, the distance between Earth and Mars is 140 million miles. And even if we say, let's just say 10 seconds again, that would be 14 million miles per second in a second. Guys, if that is a casual punch from Super Saiyan Goku, and he punches that attack at a bare minimum 75 times the speed of light. That is an FTL plus feat from a punch of Super Saiyan Goku. He punched it that far away. Logically, he would be faster because that thing is resisting it. So that is just a casual FTL plus feat from Super Saiyan Goku. Just Super Saiyan Goku, who is fodder by End of Z standards, let alone Dragon Ball Super standards. Again, Screw Attack, where was your research? You guys are a team. So this is why I think that you have to assume that either Screw Attack is super underperformed for Goku vs Superman, or we're super biased, because how do you miss these things, guys? You have a whole team working on that video. It's super easy to see here. And then again, in the fight, now this is one of my favorite fights, because when I first got into Dragon Ball, I only owned a few VHS tapes, which had, like, I think between 3 and 5 episodes per tape, and one of those VHS tapes was Super Vegeta versus Semi-Perfect Cell. So I had like 3 to 5 episodes of that fight, or just it was like a few episodes of the fight, a few episodes before the fight, and a few episodes after the fight. I think it also had like Vegeta versus Perfect Cell on that VHS tape. And so I going back and just watching this fight again was just very nostalgic, because I remember watching this so many times when I was a kid. But Super Vegeta versus Semi-Perfect Cell, Vegeta's final flash hits a different star in seconds. Guys, the closest star away, if we assume this is the closest star away, it's closest star to us, that is a star that is 4 light years away. I believe it's called Alpha Centauri. And guys, a light year, that means how far light travels in a year. That is 186,000 miles per second for an entire year. He traveled 4 light years in seconds, or the attack did, which Vegeta's speed would be relative to his attack, because, you know, it's key relative. So that is easily, guys, I'm not even going to calculate that, but that is massively FTL plus. That is over 1,000 times faster than the speed of light. To travel 4 light years in seconds is insanely fast, guys. There is no way that you cannot say that these guys are FTL. You cannot have your attack reach a star in seconds. And it could be even faster, because like I said, cinematic time can slow things down. We see fights slowed down in Dragon Ball. And yet, Vegeta's attack is massively FTL plus. And can you believe that Screw Attack thought that, you know, 2.3 times light speed? And this is something I do want to bring up as well. This has to do with cinematic time, guys. Is Gohan versus Frieza's men. This is a big point. I saw a lot of people talk about this. Gohan can move so fast. In his weakened base form, he's fodder at this point. And Frieza's men, even if you lower them to Raditz level, that would be, you know, at least light speed or FTL. Raditz is FTL, because if Piccolo is relativistic at 50% or roughly, Raditz is like 4 times more powerful than that. So that would be like 2 times light speed. So all these guys are like 2 times light speed, and Gohan blitzes them and defeats them all before they can even react. So this shows that Gohan is faster than light as well. There's just no debate here. Like, light speed or even FTL or FTL plus speeds are fodder in the Dragon Ball Z verse. Like, it's just not even a thing. It doesn't even matter. And now I want to bring this up because I know a lot of people, if they disagree with me, they're going to bring up this fact. And this is something that was a big thing when it first came out, and this is recent, and that was Dispo in the Tournament of Power. But this is the worst argument that I've ever seen to make Goku only light speed at max or less than light speed. It is an absolutely atrocious argument, and I can't believe people actually use this argument. So Dispo is like bragging, you know, oh, I surpassed the speed of sound, I got the light speed, and I'm faster than light. Okay, so Dispo states he's faster than light, right? And then he goes even faster, and he says, I can increase my speed thousands of times in an instant. So this is a lowball Dispo being thousands of times faster than the speed of light, and just a Super Saiyan God Goku casually counters him. Even if you want to massively downplay here, just Super Saiyan God Goku, not Super Saiyan Blue, not Blue Kaioken, not Ultra Instinct, just a Super Saiyan God Goku is thousands of times faster than light, which puts him in the massively FTL plus ranges if you downplay the shit out of him. Because you could just say that, you know, Dispo, he just said he's faster than light. That could be thousands or millions of times faster than light, and then he made himself thousands of times faster in an instant. And he can make himself thousands of times faster in an instant. Well, what if there's several instances? That means that he could be thousands of times, times thousands of times, times thousands of times faster. So there's all this evidence, guys. There's no way you can say that Goku is not faster than light. Sure, there's feats that kind of counter it, but there's way more feats that support it. So yeah, Goku's faster than light. I don't know why I have to make this video. Honestly, I kind of just made it because this is a video that I think I'd started making this video 6 months ago about. Then I just kind of, you know, lost track of it. So I want to get a second video this week, so I just pulled up this old script and went through all these feats I've listed, and holy crap, guys. If you don't think Goku is faster than light, you're just wrong. You're objectively wrong. There's more feats that show him to be light speed than feats that show him to be less than light speed. And yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Stop with the nonsense that Goku's not light speed. And honestly, this should show that you cannot trust Screw Attack when it comes to Dragon Ball characters. You cannot say that Goku is only 2.3 times light speed. And remember, I showed you that Vegeta Super Saiyan Grade 2 was massively FTL. Now, remember, they used a Super Saiyan 4 GT Goku, and they thought he was 2.3 times light speed, even though Super Vegeta has a massively FTL plus feat. That's how bad Screw Attack was, guys. I know I heard they're better now, but those Goku vs Superman videos are irrelevant and are extremely erroneous. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.